Fucking F in the chat for Zed as I start up a third separate clip in addition to the reaction video.
That's not even the crazy part!
Hey guys, what's up? It's me. My microphone is where it needs to be. That's my bad. That checks. That's how this morning is going. How are y'all doing? Cause I was doing great, and then I saw this thumbnail. So, episode 13, volume 8, Worthy. The best laid plans. So, you know, that's definitely not ominous at all. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Oh boy, howdy. This is gonna... You know that, like, 2-episode period, or, like, 2-episode and, like, 10-minute period of, like, joy and love and happiness that we were having? I think it's pretty safe to say that shit's gone. I don't know if anyone's gonna fall off Rainbow Road today. That's probably gonna be saved for next week, but... Oh, you know... It's never a good sign when something says, like, warning, this content has flashing lights. Like, I am afraid. I am deeply afraid. Oh god. I also just, like, I'm still thrown off from the time change. Arizona doesn't do daylight savings. So, for some reason, I selected 720, but my quality is, like, 480 at best. Which is, rough. But it's fine. Yeah, Arizona doesn't do daylight savings. I guess we change what time zone we're in instead of changing our clocks. So we never have to deal with setting our clocks forward or backwards an hour. So I got a message this morning. It was like, hey, heads up, RWBY goes live in 10 minutes. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? I'm laying in my bed playing Sudoku and you're saying what? So I'm playing a little bit of catch up here, so bear with me. Usually this comes out at 9 a.m. Arizona time, but it's coming out at 8. I'm watching it at 9, but it came out at 8. I haven't been spoiled. God, Watts, you slimy hairball stuck in a drain. I hate... Ugh. Can't wait for shit to just hit the fan. Can't wait. It's gonna be great. It's gonna suck. It's been a weird week, guys. It's been a weird week if I seem a little out of it. It's just... It's been a weird week. Just hang in there with me. I wonder how Penny's doing. I hope she isn't cold. But you know that if Cinder did get her hands on the staff and tried to use it, she would not be able to make anything. She'd get too frustrated with Ambrosius instantly. Like, she does not have the pain.
We stick to the plan.
How? Without the CCT, there's no way we can tell all of Atlas to just step into a bunch of freaky magic doors.
But there is. We use the portals ourselves and spread the word on foot.
Are we positive these things work?
Yes. Do you have a choice? Huh! Man, I love Stargate.
Okay, we can do this. Nora and I will get people through the gates. Everyone else, keep to your roles. Remember, the evacuation is priority 1, no matter what else happens.
You sure you won't need more help?
Shade is armed to the teeth with huntsmen and huntresses. But we're about to throw a kingdom's worth of negativity on their doorstep.
Yeah.
If anyone will need help, it's them.
It's his turn to be the simp. I'm glad these two get a chance to bond. She's so tiny! Okay, well at least it's not like if you move off the platform like an inch, you...
Everyone! Ow!
Oh! We come in peace!
I'm, gonna need your attention.
Thank God they... Baby girl! Y'all get her some shoes. She's gonna step on a rusty rod and get tetanus.
Keep moving, come on!
That's it! Ooh, watch your step!
Hey!
Yeet!
No pushing!
Okay, that looks like so much fun though.
I thought there'd be more people by now.
Our job is getting Penny and the staff to Evacuo. Until then, we have to trust the others. I'm sure they can handle it.
Why are y'all having her go
Should
first?
end up just outside the city limits of Evacuo. Enough space for refugees, but still within
The
range of
question is,
communication.
what state is Vacuo in?
Focus on masking emotions for as long as I can. Call for help as soon as we cross.
Mad Max!
Kidding me.
Which way is the city? It has to be here somewhere.
Guys,
No
this
signal?
sandstorm isn't just killing visibility.
It's a haboob!
Where are we?
Welcome to Vacuo.
Head down and follow everyone else to the exit.
Nora gets a part-time job at Disneyland! Fuck you. Oh, they're all dead!
Keep going. We'll handle this.
Penny, go through the fucking door!
Your little friend Oscar was right. But the easy part ends here. How did you know about that?
Neapolitan, was it? Now isn't the time to hold grudges.
No. She's right to be angry. I know I haven't upheld my end of the bargain. I'm sorry. I will get you Ruby Rose. Today. But to do that, I need to ask the lamp a question.
Oh boy. Does it store shit? Nice. It's the hat of holding. Oh!
Jin.
There's the last question.
I do. What have Ruby and her teammates planned?
Aww. And she has to answer.
It's so worried about keeping the vault closed that we never considered using what's inside.
The staff of creation.
Maybe we could use it to save Penny and get everyone at Atlas and Mantle back to safety.
That's right, bitch!
After you guys broadcast the evac procedure, you'll walk through the portal at the CCT center. And when we're done in the vault, we'll take Penny and the staff.
You tore this kingdom apart with nothing but your intellect. How about we finish what you started?
Oh boy. Oh, there's the thumbnail coming up. Fuck.
Everything you need?
Oh, believe me. This is everything I've ever wanted.
She's so cute. I hate that she's evil.
You
That's a
deserve
lot.
this, Arthur. We'll be back.
You're live. Everyone can see you. Oh. Citizens of Atlas. Mantle.
Oh.
You is very important. Atlas,
I just wiped the blood off of it.
but
Oh! Bill's fucking dead!
They're using the staff? Are they crazy? They'll destroy the kingdom!
What do you think a kingdom is? The people? Or just the chunk of land they live on?
Either way.
Good point.
it's over now. Ironwood's down.
Hopefully they'll be able to stop Watts. Good thing it handily changes colors. Self-destruct! His Oro broke, but I think he's alive. Don't fucking do it, cat. Weren't you handcuffed? And she has the bomb. Shout out to the Aesops for really just going, fuck you, got mine. And my cat is now under my sheets. Wakey wakey, genocidal general.
Well, I see you're awake finally. Atlas is falling under your watch. How does it feel, James?
Had a pop-up.
They've got the staff.
That's right. You lose. We both lose.
Have your actions hit you yet? God fucking damn it.
What?
Jacques really be out here getting the short end of the stick repeatedly.
You're going to open mine too.
Why did you leave them in the room? You gonna
Sure thing.
Did he just fucking kill Jacques Schnee? Did he just fucking kill Jacques?
And nothing of value was lost.
You're having entirely too much fun.
I knew your plan would be bold, but I never could have predicted all of this.
That looks so cool.
Had a little help from Jin. I suppose I have all of you to thank for one last lesson.
There's Neo.
Sometimes, if you want to win, you simply can't do it alone.
Ruby! Not again. Go! Go! Ruby, go! Grab it, grab it, grab it. No! Go, go, go! Ruby! Penny, go through. I'm assuming that was the scream. When I wanted a Ruby vs. Neo fight, this isn't what I wanted.
Why'd you have to come back? Penny, no! Why didn't you just learn your lesson?
Oh, Penny. I did.
Thankfully she can fly. That's so cool! Weiss be speed skating. They're gonna blow up. No, no. You're gonna run out of aura eventually. Are you gonna drop the fucking...
Fine. Glad someone made it. Watch for a tail. I need to make sure this thing's still armed.
I'm no longer certain this is the most logical course of action.
You really want to do this, Becky?
No, I don't. Harriet, the General is no longer in charge. Ruby and the others have used the staff. Atlas is falling. But its people will be safe. Unless you...
It's the principle, Vine! It's about loyalty!
It's about revenge!
Understood that. Clover would see this through!
And perhaps Clover was wrong too.
Don't you dare! Clover was... He was...
important to you. Harriet, you are not the only one.
Oh boy. Thanks, Robin. Harriet really be out here like, fuck you, got mine. Qrow!
Looks like you're getting that fight after all.
Man, they're really just putting all the fights in this episode, huh? Oh, he's gonna hack it.
I repeat, is anybody receiving these messages? Can anyone report status on the evacuation?
Oh god. Ironwood. And here I thought he was...
A lot of shadows over the years. Always expecting betrayal. But never once did I think it would ever come from you. I know what's best for Atlas, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that staff. So, consider this my last order.
Die?
Step aside.
Oh.
I've never wavered in fighting the enemies of this kingdom.
Ha!
And I won't start now.
I fucking love when she dual wields, yo. I knew it was gonna cut away! Oh, everyone's aura. Damn.
I'm spent.
Where's Penny? Couldn't she deal with the storm?
Wait, Penny should have been here by now.
Oscar. They can't go back through.
Why can't I?
Oh dear. Ambrosius.
People enter from Atlas and Mantle on one side,
Of
and
course.
leave on the other side with a one-way ticket to Vacuo. One-way ticket to Vacuo. One-way ticket to Vacuo.
We can't go back. The portal won't last.
What is it? Vultures! Oh, they're just picking up people! And that's the end of the episode, isn't it? You don't just get to play this peaceful song at the end of it. That's not how this works.
That's not how any of this works.
Oh, they're like bats. They're really just going ham with all of the concept art this volume. Oh, that looks so cool! Look, I'm a sucker for a fire vortex. I always have been. The sheer amount of fun that Cinder is having in this chapter is rude. The sheer amount of fun that she's having is not allowed. It's not allowed. This should not be allowed. Fuck. Well, we got the Yang scream. We got Blake screaming for Yang. So at least that's one of our concerns checked off. It was justified, but you know, oh god. Oh god. Fucking hell. Alrighty. Alrighty. Shout out. So I guess Jacques Schnee's just fucking dead. I guess Jacques is dead. I think he's actually dead. I hate how much smarter Cinder has gotten. Like, but you can see Blake being torn on, like, who to okay, the fucking... Oh, eat shit and die. This, like, vaguely compassionate Cinder, I think, is kind of the worst part of it all, is that... Okay, yeah, I gotta see. Is he dead? Because there is nothing left. So I guess Jacques Schnee's fucking dead. Yike. That's a bad look, dude. Oh, there she goes. And the fact that it was for her fucking... It was for RWBY. RWBY, come on, you have a semblance. You could have definitely used it. The last fucking thing Yang saw was Blake trying to save her. This is the second time that Blake has had to see this. Has had to see Yang get, like, hurt, Ugh! Hey, welcome to This Week on Blake's Trauma Renewed! Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Shit. It's that has me intrigued. I wish there was a better way to frame through. Because it's like, it's almost like she hits the ground, but she doesn't. So I'm curious what exactly is the situation here. If you're wondering why I'm not super broken up about it, it's because I'm pretty sure Yang ain't dead. I could be completely disproven by this, because this is not the first time that I've had this thought process. And even the things I'm about to say are very reminiscent to things I've said in the past. Feel free to call me out for it, I'm aware. I am aware that I've made this kind of statement before. But bear with me here. So there's been a lot of speculation over who is going to fall, partially because of the intro, and then of course because of Ambrose just being like, do not fall. There was a lot of thinking it was all of Team RWBY. There were some people hoping it would be like RWBY and Cinder basically having to team up, which I don't think that Cinder would do. And then there was some speculation over it would be RWBY and Yang, because they've been kind of sitting up having all these small moments and having that kind of build up to them working to get back. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I think that could be interesting. But it's that there. It's the fact that her aura is gone at this point. We watch it be gone. You watch it dissipate. But it's the same color as her aura. And I'm curious if that's just like the golden color that everything kind of related to the relic seems to be either gold or blue, or if that is significant. And I'm curious about... I don't think it's a matter of she's literally fallen out of existence. I think she's been transported somewhere. Like, call me crazy. I feel like Yang isn't dead, right? I don't think this is me being in denial. This is me going like, I'm pretty sure this is something else. Oh, can we just get an F in the chat for all of the people who were just, they made it through the portal and then promptly got scooped up by giant bats? Like, that's rough, buddy. That's rough. Oh god. Fucking... This week on Blake Continues to Lose Everyone She Loves. I want to know who did this. Penny, you should have just, you were literally right there. Just go through the fucking portal. Penny, please, I'm begging you, go through the fucking portal. That being said, I really like her swords. Because I was wondering how is she going to be able to use those if, you know, she can't have them deploy from her back anymore because she is real girl TM TM TM. But, like, those look so cool. They look so cool. That's rad as hell. Get her some shoes, though. She's definitely gonna slip just because her feet are sweaty. Remember when things were working out?
Hello, hello, it is Future Aaron recording at... my computer says 11 p.m., it's not 11 p.m. So this episode has officially been out for like a week and a half, which means that I haven't seen this episode in about 2 weeks. You can also tell it's not my normal recording time because my dog is barking. So I'm going to try to roughly summarize everything that happened here while y'all get to see a fast-forward version of me ranting about things I probably cannot place. It's very fun. It cut off at the worst moment. I love seeing how that thing goes off, though. I think this was something about Atlas falling. I was passionate about something. I think I said the word shoes at one point. Oh yeah, and then my favorite line that I didn't say that didn't get caught is that, so not only is Harriet a cop, but a simp? And I realize, like, now that, it, like, as far as we know, like, it was probably more in the platonic sense with Clover and Harriet, but it's an interesting parallel with how she handles her grief versus how Qrow handles his. And then this slime bag, that's my cat. You still get to hear my cat even now. Okay, the main thing that I went off with this here, I believe, was talking about the contrast between Weiss and Winter and kind of how they have gone from, this is the fun corrupted audio y'all are seeing here, enjoy the deep cut in case I leave this in. I still do love that line so much, but basically, one of the single tear is a nice shot, because it's just that he does care about her to some extent. Oh, this cut off my whole rant too. Damn, I'm gonna have to say that whole thing again. Basically, the whole thing with Winter that I am still ridiculously passionate about, and I know now because Chapter 14 is out, whether or not it happened, and also for other reasons, whether or not it happened, and what I really wanted was talking about how, with Winter, how very much of her life has kind of been out of spite. And it was that she went from one father figure who wanted to use her for his own gain to another. And how she chose Ironwood. How she left her father, and as soon as she could, she left Jacques and found safety and found essentially a new father figure within Ironwood. And how ultimately she kind of had the same realization that she just opted for a bigger cage. That, like, while it wasn't the same kind of malicious intent, or it wasn't the same kind of evil as Jacques, it was still the same kind, it was the same kind of imprisonment. It was something similar. And I really wanted her to get a facial scar from Ironwood, preferably on the other side, so she and Weiss could bond over symmetrical facial scars from father figures that were gained during, my cat is yelling, during a battle of liberation. Because Weiss got hers fighting the Armorgagus in kind of the fight to prove that she could be a huntress, that she could go to Atlas, that she could leave this kind of like this gilded bird cage that she'd been trapped in her whole life. And while Winter managed to escape to her from her version of that unscathed, I think it would be very interesting. I'm trying to switch to present tense here, so it's more or less like y'all are seeing. Oh, my dog is going off. It's more or less from the correct context. But also, if the audio quality is different because I'm using a headphone mic. I'm so sorry. This is what happens when things get corrupted. What a last 2 reaction videos, huh? I thought it would be really interesting if in her form of liberation she received a similar facial scar, because she ultimately made mistakes that got her into the same position she was at when she first left the Schnee Manor. And then the rest of the rant, which I believe is really important, which I'm very bummed I didn't record, is I want to talk about Ironwood's semblance, especially because how people have been talking about it. So like, while I will concede that it could have been discussed in the show in some regard, I don't really feel like it needed to be, because for the most part, Team RWBY and sometimes like Jean and Ren and Nora and Juniper and Oscar are our principal characters. We know what they know. There are very few exceptions where we know things that they do not know. Like, of course, we'll get little, not quite vignettes, but we'll get little scenes here and there of things that they don't know, just to serve for adding tension and to convey the story so we're not completely blindsided. There's very few exceptions to this, being like Cinder's backstory, for example. No one there knows Cinder's backstory. That was entirely for the audience's benefit and to explain her behavior and add this whole other angle to her. We would have needed something like that in order to really convey Ironwood's semblance, I feel. So I'm not upset with the fact that they didn't just actively discuss metal, because it's also not a good way to weave it into a conversation, because generally you wouldn't know the general military semblance. You wouldn't put it out on display like that. You don't walk up and be like, hello, I am the leader of the kingdom, here is my semblance, so you know exactly, my strength and thus my weakness. Like, that's not a sound tactical thing. Like, Winter might not even know. She probably does, but she might not. The Aesops might not. But as far as Team RWBY and Co are concerned, they do not know why he is able to do this thing. And the thing that I have been seeing a lot talking about Ironwood is a couple different ways of seeing it being discussed. Is that my general perception of it is that Ironwood's semblance is in fact active. It is not passive like Qrow's, otherwise we would have seen it affect his behavior earlier on in the volume. And unfortunately, my video with all of his dictator-ish tendencies is still blocked because of the scene from volume 2, which I'm going to fix eventually when I have free time again. It's not a semblance like Qrow's, where it's always on, otherwise certain decisions he made would not have been done in the first place. Because his semblance is very much just being able to, no pun intended, steal himself and do what he needs to do without the emotional repercussions of it. It's the whole core of that conversation that Penny has with Winter back in Volume 7. And a lot of people have been describing it as something passive, and I've even kind of seen the phrase, like, is a slave to his semblance, or that his semblance is holding him hostage, more or less, and some people comparing it to, like, a mental illness, and I really want to talk about that, because I feel like when talking about his semblance in that regard, you have to be very careful if you're going to talk about it at all, and I do apologize for my dog. She is barking at our younger dog. Is that you have to keep in mind that that is not a great portrayal of how mental illness is, and in a lot of cases that isn't how mental illness works. And I feel like it's one of those situations where sometimes asking a question or posing a question can be harmful. Like, it's when you see clickbaity article titles where it's like, why do these people think X? Or it's like, does X really cause this? It was like, you can always say, like, well, we're just posing a question, but it's like, by posing a question, you are suggesting that it's something that needs to be discussed in that regard. And it's like, he's not being held hostage by this ability. And it's not like it's a form of mental illness that's driving him to do these things. And I think it's very important that we discuss that. And again, I said this much more eloquently during the actual video, but the audio got corrupted, so I apologize if I sound a little done and irritated with it. It's because I'm literally repeating myself 10 days after the fact. But just, like, as someone who has anxiety and depression, like, that's not a great thing to hear. Like, I try to be very open about these things. It's like, just, you have to be very careful when comparing things to a mental illness, especially if it is in a negative light. You have to be very careful and really think about the fact of how much of that plays into stigma that you already have as a human being towards mental illness just as a result of our society. So, soapbox rant over, but yeah, you can see me going off about that here, featuring my cat. I was yelling at Watts a fair amount. RWBY, okay, I love RWBY, and I love her so much, but I would like to point out that her semblance does allow her to disassemble and move very quickly, so she totally could have gone yang and get yang. Like, yeah, I get it, she was in shock. I do not blame her. This isn't me saying, RWBY, you shouldn't have done this. I'm just saying, sweetie. So this whiplash just is still so real of the bodies. Like, they really, oh, my cat just jumped up on my figure shelf again. That's great. I remember someone saying on Twitter that they wanted RWBY to show blood, of which, for those of you who have seen chapter 14, which at the time that this is going to be unblocked, you probably have. Are ya happy now, son? But it really does go up in flames, and I'm so sad that Bill is dead. I still can't believe, like, Watts is going to get a disease from that taco. You just killed Gallo. Again. And I love this shared look of, oh shit, that these two have. Also, just like, this is the second time that people have died because Robin Hill is, like, just do not let Robin Hill near an airship. Oh my god, because the first time she's in an airship, like, basically arrested, Tyrion's arrested, and then because conflict, she decided to have a fight in a moving airship. Never a good idea. This time around, Vine, who I keep accidentally calling West Elm, I called him the wrong name to the day that he died. Like, he's finally getting through to Harriet, and then bam, crazy taxi, beep beep. So anyway, the moral of the story is keep Robin Hill away from flying machines. She's gay, she can't drive. Also, it turns out that the other clips are still good, so ha 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 ha.
I'm fucking muted. I realized I did all this preamble for all this, for saying it's like, I know I said this theory before, and then I didn't actually say what it was. With Yang fading into I already feel like this isn't going to be the case, and I feel like my logic is inherently flawed based on the fact that the theory didn't come true the first time. But way back in 2016, I had the theory that much like the arrow used to kill Pyrrha, that because we didn't know that Ozpin was dead, I thought the bitch was transported. And I thought that because we had never seen someone really dissolve like that, that Pyrrha was also transported. Because of the way the Aurora did things, and the way that Cinder disassembles and reassembles shit. So maybe, I don't know, I fucking think Yang just got transported via ATM shoot style to the fun void where Ozma hung out with the God of Light or something. She's in a void. She's not fucking dead. Maybe this is denial. It could be. It was last time. She's not fucking dead. I'm gonna eat these words. I can already feel I'm gonna eat these words, but you know, I'm just saying she was transported somewhere else. Ruby Rose totally could have gone after her. She has a speedy semblance for a reason. Also, shout out to all of the animators. 1 for a 6-way fight scene, 2 for crowds, and 3 for the sheer amount of slow-mo, because slow-mo is fucking hard. Addendum over.
I lied!
Also, shout out for the POV cam of getting murdered by Qrow Branwen. Fucking F in the chat for Zed as I start up a third separate clip in addition to the reaction video. I just want to say really quickly, I love how unceremonious Jacques' death is. Like, it was kind of the similar situation kind of with Adam, where it's like, Jacques was a bad person. He was an antagonist. He didn't deserve this big, almighty, like, wonderful death. He was a shitty person who only sought out for himself. And in trying to get himself out of a situation where he deserved to be there, he got fucking murdered. It seems pretty much... It makes sense for his arc and for his character. I really like how there's no fanfare around it. It's not just like, you ruined my childhood and thus I shall kill you. Like, that wouldn't really fit Weiss or Winter's development. It wouldn't fit any of them. Like, I think if any of them were gonna kill him, it maybe should have been Willow, but I really liked that it was Ironwood who did it. I think that's a very nice way, because he didn't deserve some big, fancy, show-stopping death. He was a slimy rat of a man who deserved a death with no fanfare. And I think that's neat.